To celebrate Season 2 of the Fallout TV show, I've decided to make a trilogy of Fallout builds, covering each of the main characters of the show, each in a different game. In this video we'll be covering Maximus, the Brotherhood Squire, inside of Fallout 4. The special stats for this build are 6 points of strength, 2 perception, 7 endurance, 1 charisma, 3 intelligence, 5 agility, and 5 luck. This includes the added point from the special book in Sanctuary. Maximus definitely isn't smart or charismatic. During Season 1 of the show, we repeatedly see him struggle when talking to others and regularly see him getting confused. It's safe to say he's not got the best social skills or the biggest brain. He is quite a physically capable character though, so I felt comfortable boosting both strength and endurance a fair whack, which fits in well with the physical training he would have experienced with the Brotherhood. I've split the perks for this build into major, minor, and role-playing, to indicate if they're essential to the build, just give it a helping hand, or are really just there for a bit of added flavour. We'll start with the essential perks. In the major category we have Rifleman, Gunslinger, Gun Nut, and Idiot Savant. Rifleman is the first of our damage perks, increasing damage of non-automatic rifles by 20% per rank. On top of this, it will also add some armor penetration, indirectly adding to the total damage you deal. Gunslinger is our second damage perk, increasing damage dealt with non-automatic pistols. In addition, extra ranks of it can add range to your pistols and a chance to disarm, which is incredibly helpful. While pistols don't have quite as much damage as rifles, that chance to disarm can be incredibly powerful when facing tough enemies who are wielding high tier weapons. The Gun Nut perk will allow you to mod your weapons to be the best they can be. Do keep in mind that it will only unlock mods for your ballistic weapons, so for the laser pistol you'll have to strip mods off of other weapons in order to significantly improve it. Last of the major perks is Idiot Savant, the best perk in the game for leveling up faster. With this you gain a chance to gain triple or quintuple experience, with the odds of this happening increasing the lower your intelligence is. I felt I was justified in picking this perk for Maximus, as throughout Season 1 we see him make a ton of bad decisions, yet still come out of them better off than he was before, nearly all of the time. On to the minor perks now, which are Strongback, Lifegiver, Action Boy, and Bloody Mess. Strongback will provide you with a substantial boost to your carry weight, great for any build. Squires are expected to carry around a great deal of equipment for their knights, which is the main reason I decided to pick this perk. Lifegiver might be my favourite endurance perk in Fallout 4, but that's not really saying much. With this perk you get some extra hit points, and the final rank provides health regen, which is great for keeping your health bar topped up between battles. Action Boy will provide you with faster AP regen, helping you to sprint more and use VATs pretty much as often as you'd like. Both of these perks help to show Maximus is able to just keep on going, even when things get really tough. Final of the minor perks is Bloody Mess. Not only does this help to show just how graphically violent the Wasteland is, but it also provides us with a flat damage boost for all weapons in the game. This is always nice to have, but I find it to be especially valuable on characters who use multiple types of weapons, like Maximus here does. And now let's talk about the role-playing perks, which are mostly here to just flesh out the character, but can provide a little boost nonetheless. First of these perks is Iron Fist. This increases your unarmed damage, basically how much pain you inflict with your punches. Seeing as you already have pistols and rifles which you can use, there's really not much of a reason to switch to punching, but I felt that it fit in with Maximus, as there's several times throughout Season 1 where he uses his power armor and his fists as weapons, rather than drawing a firearm. I decided to pick up the Sneak perk, mostly just to help highlight the more sneaky and duplicitous side of Maximus. He will lie, cheat, and steal to get ahead, and while many perks could help represent this aspect of his personality, Sneak is the one which also helps players the most. And finally we have Scrounger. This will allow you to find more ammo as you travel the Wasteland, and considering a fair chunk of Season 1 for Maximus is just essentially him looking for a specific bit of ammo, I figured this was a nice perk to grant him. Onto equipment now, where I'll start with the weapons. One of the main weapons we see Maximus use in the first season is the T60 pistol. This doesn't exist within Fallout 4, but visually it seems to be a mix of a 10mm pistol and the laser pistol, so I decided to grab one of each. For the laser pistol I got my hands on Righteous Authority. This legendary laser pistol is acquired by helping out Paladin Dance, and is a great weapon for building and spending crits inside of VATs. Do keep in mind that you'll need to strip down other laser weapons for mods, as Gun Nut won't help you here. The 10mm pistol I picked up was the Wastelander's Friend. This can be purchased in Bunker Hill and comes with additional limb damage. It's a fairly solid weapon with easy to acquire ammunition and strong modding options with each new rank of gun nut. As well as the pistols, I also made sure to grab an assault rifle. This is a powerful mid-range choice, which dishes out significantly more damage than either pistol will do. Sadly, there's not a guaranteed legendary variant of this weapon, so you'll have to stick with the basic model unless you get incredibly lucky with the RNG. Onto the apparel now, where we only really have a couple of pieces to go over. First are the Brotherhood fatigues, which are a terrible clothing option in terms of stats. They offer 10 points to all resistances and nothing else, while using up every clothing slot on your body. They'd never normally be something I'd wear when playing Fallout 4, but in this instance they at least match up nicely with one of Maximus's outfits. The armour that really matters is the Brotherhood T60 Power Armour. This suit will become available to you once you have boarded the Pridwin and become a full-fledged knight. Seeing as there's no science perk with this build, you're not really going to be able to mod it to do anything fancy, but even just as a basic suit of power armour, it will still provide you with crazy high resistances, allowing you to survive direct attacks from the most powerful weapons in the game. The main faction for this build will of course be the Brotherhood of Steel. Maximus is a member of the Brotherhood, so this is always going to be the faction you'd want to side with. A large focus of the playthrough should be centred around helping the Brotherhood of Steel out with not only their main questline, but also with any side quests up for grabs. There could be an argument made that Maximus is a character who would be willing to leave the Brotherhood behind for a comfortable life, so the Institute would be potentially tempting as a faction for him to join, though I still think it's more likely for him to stick with the Brotherhood throughout. The follower I chose for this build was Paladin Daz. He's the guy that will allow you to join up with the Brotherhood, so it makes sense for him to be the person that you stick with. He also is a paladin who actually lives up to the title and the values of the Brotherhood, which would no doubt make Maximus look up to him. And as a final justification, Maximus's one starting friend in the show is called Dane, which is only one letter away from dance. Coincidence? I don't think so. This build is a real sort of heavy run and gun playstyle. With your tough power armour, good AP regen, and hefty number of hit points, you can really just sprint into battle, shoot everyone like crazy, and jump into bats whenever you feel like it. With strong offensive and defensive stats, most fights will be fairly easy, and you don't have to think too tactically in order to come out on top. Your pistols are better for that space combat, while your rifle is much better when needing to be accurately aiming at a target at mid-range, or when you just want the highest base damage. Do keep in mind that Righteous Authority deals double damage with VATS criticals, making that your strongest single-shot weapon, providing you're combining it with the VATS system. If you fancy it, then you can always play around with unarmed attacks as well. Inside of your power armour you can actually manage to do a decent bit of damage, while withstanding attacks as you get close thanks to your high damage and energy resistances. It's definitely not as strong a playstyle as using your ranged weapons, but it does at least conserve ammo. If you don't have enough fusion cores, then you'll find yourself significantly squishier, so I would highly recommend playing a little sneaky to get the advantage when out of power armour, as a direct battle will rapidly result in your death. Your high AP regen does make running away easy, though do keep in mind that sprinting in power armour does burn through fusion cores faster than just about anything. When it comes to these builds, the backstories don't really fit, so instead I'll be doing a role-playing section. Maximus is quite a self-centered character overall. He will try and live the best life he can for himself, often pursuing selfish means to do so, but in the heat of the moment, also has a chance to do the right thing and help others. This makes for a bit of a torn character, one who can seem at first to be a bad guy, but at closer inspection it seems to come down to fear that drives him to sometimes be cruel. When the world is harsh and treats him unfairly, he does the same in turn, but when things go well and life is comfortable, he can become quite kind and forgiving. How you act within quests should probably come down to the attitude of the NPCs involved in that particular quest, more than anything else. If people are nice to you when asking to do something, you're probably going to do it. If everyone's a bit of a jerk, you might be cruel to them and screw them over. Of course, the majority of the playthrough will focus around helping out the Brotherhood of Steel. While he does seem to believe in their ideals for the most part, more than anything he seems to follow them as they provide him a place to belong, and one in which he has the chance to become powerful. There is safety within the ranks of the Brotherhood, and with their advanced technology comes strength too. I'd say that Maximus could actually be quite a difficult character to roleplay as, mostly due to the fact that he himself doesn't truly know what he wants out of life. He's a somewhat confused young man, and his decisions can reflect that, often going against what is the logically best choice for him, and acting on instinct more often than not. And that was my Maximus build for Fallout 4. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, hit the like button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe for more Fallout builds. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.